dirty pole is a part of my soul. Run through the streets like I ain't going home. I'm pouring lean till I can't go no more. What's understood ain't gotta be explained. There's too much going on. Murder running through my veins like heroin in that needle. How do you know that you got love from your people? Alright, we at the top real quick. What's happening? It's K.A. A little bit festive over here. But anyways, we talking. Now we here to continue on with this Durk shit. If you don't know what song I was singing, Imperfect Flower by Quando, Rondo, him damn self. So basically, I've seen people's takes on some shit. We've seen the Joe Budden take, which he is correcting. I will say, not that I disagree with some of where his co-host went, because there is a hood nigga way of thinking about shit, and there is a way to humanize or sympathize with people. We've humanized Jeffrey Dahmer and all that shit. Like, so let's not act like people ain't gonna do it. So I do feel like some of y'all were a little bit too harsh with some of their views. But I will say this. The fans blame trolls for legal trouble and cause debate around alleged action. So it's still alleged. We don't 100% know that Lil Durk was part of this murder. For her as an indictment, they caught up like 5 OTF members. Sorry for that. Potentially OTF Jam could potentially be snitching. We don't know that for sure. And they caught up Durk for this shit. Now, I will say this. It did look away. And people have been bringing up certain lyrics in his songs. Like, oh, where he might end up in the feds. Oh, certain shit he said on Opportunist. You know, play your role. Him in the car. My fantastic foe. Like, some of that shit. And Durk's been very vivid with lyrics, not necessarily a storyteller, but I ain't gonna lie, I could relate to Brody when he talk. I'm like, oh, I be feeling him. I feel the way he vibe, like he talking and shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I respect Durk. Now again, as much as Durk's a great artist, he's literally the voice of the trenches, whatever. Hey, we all know he came from Chicago. If you haven't been paying attention to Durk, I've been paying attention to that nigga since 2012, 2013. So again, Durk never been bitch. Durk been a street nigga, you know what I'm saying? And it was what it was. The movement slide for Vaughn. It was what it was. Do it for Vaughn or whatever have you. It was what it was. Now, niggas were trolling him. 6ix9ine was one of the biggest trolls. He put like Slide for Vaughn in that Gene video he did, which was like a Lil Durk diss song. You know, they had their little back and forth with it. It was very disrespectful when King Von did pass away. So, with that being said, I can't 100% put this on the trolls. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to read a little article, whatever. See, this is the thing. Yes, they was trolling you. You could say so. Yes, they kept saying slide for Vaughn. Why you ain't slide for Vaughn? If Lil Durk, if we're going to go down the road that he did this, and you're telling me the internet, who, yes, they know you in the sense of you're an artist, you make music that we like or whatever have you. You're telling me the internet convinced you and got into your head. Now I get how perception looks. You being a gangster rapper, you tip top tough, you know what I'm saying? You that guy, nobody should play with you. I'm not even surprised you got guys that is shooters on your team, on your roster. I'm not surprised by that either. I know your history. I know where you come from. I'm not saying he's a bad dude. But when you come from those environments, you probably know a couple guys that got some Glocks and got some bodies. It is what it is. Let's not act like this shit is just a mystery to some. Right? So with that being said, regardless, and I get the image thing, you didn't want to look like a hoe, whatever, motherfuckers making jokes, yada, yada, yada. And even though Mr. 69, Mr. Ratatouille, Mr. Master Splinter is a big old snitch, he still had the masses listening to him. Yeah. So with this perception of Slide for Vaughn and Young Boy being, he wasn't even saying Slide for Vaughn, but being the dude he was, being, you know what I'm saying? Like, also, I guess bring the hook as well, like, because he said, oh, Black Pat get rolled up, murder what he told us, Atlanta boy get folded up. I guess with them dissing Vaughn as well. You're telling me that led him to go slide for Vaughn. In general, if he was going to slide for Vaughn for his own rights, because you took my man's, I want to get back, I want revenge, there's one thing. But the internet trolled him enough that he got in his feelings and he was worried about his image that he went to go do it, that's malarkey and that's tomfoolery and fuckery at his finest. I don't believe that. If Durk did that, and again, I don't know the man, he did that shit because he wanted to do that shit. And he wanted revenge. Yeah, at the end of the day, jokes might annoy him, whatever have you, but I'm not going to put motherfuckers trolling a man for him to go try to take the life of another man. Just because niggas is trolling him? Random avatars on Twitter and Instagram? Bro, cut the fucking malarkey. We gonna read this shit, man. I don't believe it, but we gonna read this shit. This is a conversation. Also, I know I'd be joking and shit. We do also have to highlight the trauma that a lot of these guys have. A lot of these hood niggas have trauma by losing friends. So this behavior, and I know I'm talking very calmly, it's not okay. But a lot of these videos I always say, I don't condone none of this shit, but I understand. I get you being in the trenches, you being in these neighborhoods and communities with these niggas. Y'all doing what y'all gotta do. Y'all thugging, y'all bugging, y'all wilding, y'all doing whatever. And then your mans get taken and how sad you fucking feel. I get it. I'm not telling y'all niggas to go spin. But I understand. That's why when they're trying to make it out like these kids have no sense. Or they're just killer drones. Or it's the music. A lot of the time, yes, the music could intensify things. But when you took my man's life, you steady sneak this in my man's that I loved in your music, and you over here having a good old time, some of these niggas are getting record deals off diss songs. Imagine a nigga got a record deal off dissing your dead homie. You're gonna be upset as hell. So a lot of this shit is just raw emotion. I'm not gonna sit here and act like these niggas is 100% crazy. I ain't gonna do that. But anyways, let's read this shit real quick. So there's been a lot of debate around the shocking arrest of Lil Durk for alleged murder-for-hire conspiracy among his fan base. Mainly it revolves around fans' endorsement or condemnation of his alleged actions, and how there's a split between those that were always against it and those who are now eating their words. Specifically, the former group pointed to the latter's Slide for Vaughn movement on social media that allegedly sought the goal or the good the Chicago rapper into GOAT, I guess, the Chicago rapper into retaliation against the murder of King Von. You can see some example of his divisive conversations by scrolling further. Okay, what do you say? For those unaware, Lil Durk has been allegedly organizing Quando Rondo for retaliation in King Von, yada yada yada. They did not get Quando, but his cousin Little Pap was sadly passed away from gunshot wounds, which federal authorities claim is in Durk's hands. Now, however, Quando himself recently took to Instagram to seemingly address this thing. Okay, kind of skimming. Some were always advocating for Lil Durk and Quando Rondo to not resort to violence, whereas others took it more lightly. Nevertheless, here's what Rondo... Okay, I already read what Rondo said. Some other shit. I'm not going to read it again. Meanwhile, other reports claim that Lil Durk alleged to have lost his phones before U.S. Marshals arrested him in Florida. It's unclear whether this could have implications in the case, and it's too early to tell for sure. Nevertheless, debates, yada yada yada. Okay, listen. Let's see what some nigga said. Oh, come on, bro. I don't know why these places try to infuse Twitter into some of this shit, because yeah, Twitter ain't popping up like that, man. Anyways, let's see. The internet trolled Durk for years with the Slide for Vaughn bullshit. Now they calling him stupid. Prime example of why you shouldn't feed into these MFs on social media. It was Slide for Vaughn. He just a rapper. Now those people laughing at him. Internet crazy place. Vaughn was his right-hand man's. He was gonna slide regardless. I do feel that. Regardless, the internet ain't have shit to do with it. No, they had a little bit to do with it. But I do feel like, yeah, some shit potentially could have happened to Rondo without the internet. But yeah, the internet did play a hand. I don't agree with that 100%, but yeah. At the end of the day, bro, Durk, like I was saying in the original first video I did on this, bro, yes, you got the money. You don't got to do this. Like, you taking care of a lot of people. You providing for a lot of people. You got multiple kids, bro. You being in jail ain't any use to them, bro. You supposed to be out here thriving, bro. And you got to let that pain go. It's tough. I'm not going to sit here and say I understand or know how to, for him in general, to let that pain go. It's tough. But at the same time, bro, you can't be doing that, bro. Got people that need you, love you, and that support you, and you support them that want you out here. Also, I get it, gang. Like, bro, you lost your mans. I get it. K.A.Vuitton ain't perfect. I ain't gonna sit here and say that nigga was perfect or that nigga was innocent. But I know you love your mans. You had love for your peoples, bro. And they took his ass and you upset and they saying whatever on the songs. Motherfuckers be saying Slide for Vaughn all the time or whatever. Woo woo. He even alluded to it on the in the academics interview. Was like, oh, they always be saying Slide for Vaughn. I don't hear that no more. Like, at some point. And even if it wasn't Durk, I wouldn't be surprised if these boys ran into Quando Rondo or Lil Tim for that matter, that shit wouldn't go down. You hear me? So it's like, again, it's wild. And if you did that shit, my nigga, hey, got caught up. Personally, I don't think they're gonna give you the death penalty, but yeah. But besides all that, gang, like, we just gotta do better, bro. I'm telling you, a lot of these guys coming up in them environments, bro, they need trauma and therapy. Yo, because they got a lot of trauma. They got a lot of demons. Hey, when motherfuckers say they got demons, them demons, like, not like they friends is like on some like, well, take your life. But like when they say they got demons, they got spirit, they got bad spirits with them. Boy, that shit ain't no game. That shit ain't no joke, yeah. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say on this shit. Again, this shit went too long regardless. I'm just chatting now, but what do y'all think? Comments down below, links in the description. Besides that, your friendly neighborhood K.A. sign off for today. Black TJ there while doing this thing. My name ring bells like Quasimodo. Hit like, subscribe, change a little bit more to hear me. I'm gone. Slimes on peace, y'all. Gang. Alright.